I offer now the second word from the cross. Luke 29, verses 39 through 43. One of the criminals who were hanged there kept deriding him and saying, "Are you not the Messiah? Save yourself and us." But the other rebuked him, saying, "Do you not fear God, since you are under the same sentence of condemnation? And we indeed have been condemned justly, for we are getting what we deserve for our deeds. But this man has done nothing wrong." Then he said, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." He replied, "Truly I tell you, today you will be with me in paradise." There probably are few words in Jesus' last 7 that would be described as good. But Jesus' promise to an anonymous thief that he will be with him today in paradise has to be among them. It's an extraordinary promise. Recall the scene. By any objective measure, Jesus and his impaled compatriots are done. They're finished. They're not only convicted criminals, fully deserving of the penalty the empire has pronounced on them, but they're a bit of an embarrassment as well to any respectable folks. Let's face it, 2 of them are street thieves, bottom dwellers if ever there were any, and the third is a pretender to the throne of Israel. It says so in the indictment right above his head. This is the King of the Jews. You can imagine many a cynical bystander got a good laugh out of that line. After all, it's the powers of the world that are on display in this trio of crosses. Both the Romans and the temple hierarchy have exerted their will and their strength and have sent an unmistakable message to those who might laughably make claim to a superior power. Don't you dare. As I said, that's the objective scene, what all the world beyond the crosses sees. But Luke makes us privy to a muffled conversation going on among the doomed figures. Like all the other quoted passages in this story, it's a dialogue that is broken and ugly with only a few redeeming words. But as this trio inches closer to their deaths by which this time of day would have been merciful, Jesus offers a blessing far beyond the gift of a quick release from their physical torment. "Today you will be with me in paradise," he says to the one. We ponder that promise often in Holy Week and especially on Good Friday. Think how much more that commitment from Christ resonates this Holy Week, this Good Friday. A fearful number of our fellow citizens, our sisters and brothers in God's eyes, are gasping for breath because of a loathsome virus. And some, too many, will breathe their last this very day. All the more reason for us to treasure, even if it is with fear and trembling, this promise from the executioner's tree. The seemingly pathetic figure bearing a crown of thorns and writhing on a cross has just pronounced judgment on the God-forsaken landscape of Golgotha and all of its puny, grasping powers and principalities that control and mock and torture. All of that, he promises, will soon be left behind. But the reward is not death. No, in the company of the Lamb of God, this common criminal, one of the least of these, will step into a new reality, far from the cravings and despair of this world. He will arrive today in paradise. And so we trust and pray, will all others who on this day close their eyes to this world in order to take in the reality of another one. That is the sole touch of goodness, or at least one of the few, on this otherwise wretched Friday. Amen.